Hello. What's up, dudes? Oh, this is too much light. I normally don't have this one on. Hang on. We can't have the hair glare. Oh, gosh. Welcome. Happy Friday. Glad you're here. Hope you enjoyed the pre-roll cat, as we like to call it. She's wondering why I turned out the light, but she'll get over it, probably. That, or maybe she's deciding whether or not she should get in my lap now that I've started talking. That's kind of like her thing. But the thing that's lining the cubby is, that was her Christmas gift. It's like a bed that zips into a tunnel that was like ridiculously cheap on Amazon. And it seems to be working so far. She may get bored of it at some point. Hello, Ellipse. Late night purple? Yeah, we're purple. We are quite purple. It does have more shades of purple in it than it initially did when I first did it. Like, I washed it once, and you can kind of see, maybe you can't. There's a little bit of the violet color kind of in the back. Hopefully more of that shows up. I don't see any tentacles. Where are the void tentacles? We only put the void tentacles in for special occasions. Hazel, it's the guy who's always angry when you mount the Amani Dragon Hawk. Sup, Kraken? How are you doing? You started hardcore gold farms. If you're lucky and fast enough, you'll get one yourself. You got this. You got this. Hazel, been a while since I was here. Glad to be back. I'm in Europe, so I always manage to miss your streams. I do apologize for the stream times, Julius. I'm trying to get my life together to do a second stream. There wouldn't be a VoD if I ever did it. It would just be like the stream, and then when it's over, it's gone. But it would be like a Tuesday morning mountain run stream, and I have like the dream. I just need to get enough work done so that I can afford to take Tuesday mornings off and like sit and stream. Nice hair, thank you. Came early. Well, I think so. I actually didn't really like it at all for like the first day, 2 days, and then it started to grow on me. It took some time to get used to, which I kind of figured because it was like super different. Would you support our Lord and Savior Tuskar? Now, what do you mean by support? Like, I will answer their phone calls if they need somebody to talk to, but I probably can't pick them up. My cat says hi too. Hi, Kristen, and hi to Kristen's cat. Hazel, I got the Globe Yeti by being up at 7:30 a.m. and holding shift while I scrolled up and down with my mouse. So riveting. Well, congrats on your Globe Yeti late night. So I have, I'm trying a new thing like it was voluntary. What has happened here, and the reason why I'm at a slightly different angle, like normally I'm like here, yeah, but now today we're here. And the reason for that is I lost one of my monitors. I didn't lose it. I know exactly where it is. It just doesn't work anymore. My normal setup has, here, let's get like, I don't see any reason why we can't get like real meta. My normal setup, all right, so there's like lights, speaker, and you can see we've got like 2 monitors here, and there's like on the speaker, there's a light over there. It's a microphone. It's me. Hi. The normal setup has 3 monitors, and I usually use all 3 of them when I'm streaming and when I'm editing. For most other things, I only use 2. But one of them stopped working on me, and I don't really want to buy another one like this. I want to move to 4K monitors, but I haven't decided how I want to do it, and I really don't have the money to be like spending on that kind of thing right now. So I'm just living my life with 2. It's certainly fine. I can deal. It's just whenever I'm editing, I have to actually like look for windows now, which is hilarious because I'm not used to that. Check out my mog though. Have you seen this? Last night, me and my friend I don't remember why we decided to do it, but we were like, yeah, we should come up with some black, like some goth mogs for tonight's raid. So this was the closest thing I could come up with. I'd never seen this hood before in my life. It looks like it must be Warlock gear. I don't know where it's from. I just found it in my appearance journal, but I actually really like this mog. The colors almost match. They don't completely perfectly match. Like once you get the fire coming out of the ravens, that's a little bit off, but once you're in shadow form, everything matches. Don't worry, it's fine. How's your day been so far, Hazel? My day has been great, actually. I had a really good day. I got the vlog like together and up, and I was like really focused while I was editing it, so that didn't take too long, because sometimes I'll get kind of distracted while editing, and it'll take me like 3 times as long to edit something as it should have been. I edited, had a nice lunch, hung out watching Twitch stream, and then working on some Patreon drawing. I'm working on the January art right now. Made a cup of tea, and now I'm here. Also, I got this sweet hoodie. I was wearing this in the vlog. I was gonna say something about it, but then I forgot. I might have to take it off at some point just because it's really warm. Like that's the big selling point. Is this is just like a super warm hoodie, and I might get too warm with like the lights on and everything. I turned the heat off in here, and it's not like I'm over layered or anything. It's just I've got the tea and it might get warm, but it's my Savic Solo Q hoodie. You gotta support the boy. 4 kills just overkill on a machine you sit only a foot or two away from. The dream with 4K, though, is to record and edit videos in 4K so that I can, so that when I zoom in a lot on a specific piece of UI or an animation or something for like a raid guide or whatever, so that I don't lose so much quality. Now, I'm hearing conflicting answers on how, like, what is and is not 4K with WoW, as to whether or not that'll even work. And I probably need a bit more power in my PC to properly, like, edit and process 4K video, so it's not a super soon thing, but I also don't want to buy a monitor that I'm going to be retiring in the next year. Thanks, Norma, for the 5 Go Friday stream. What rhyme do I play on? I was gonna try and drop some bars for you, but I don't have any. No tea today. I have tea. I'm just I'm too busy talking to put it in my face, but I do have tea. I have a golden needle pour. Also, I need to resize the thing. It's too long. I'm gonna try not to spill it on my new hoodie. Let's see. No, too big. All right. Well, nobody will be able to read that. Whatever. Okay. So today is Timewalking Day. Yunnan Golden Needle. Yeah, it's like a sort of a warm, mellow tasting pu'er tea. It's kind of earthy and it's kind of reminiscent of sweet potatoes. Thank you, Brendan, for the 5. Happy almost New Year to you guys too. Do you guys have, I would love to hear if you guys have any exciting or cool New Year's resolutions. And this is going to be very hypocritical of me because I'm not going to tell you mine, because that's like my thing. If I tell people my New Year's resolutions, then when I don't keep them, I can just be like, well, I'm only letting down those people, and I can do that. Just terrible, but that's how my mind works. But if I don't tell anybody, then I have to keep it, because otherwise I have no excuse other than just letting down myself. The logic isn't quite sound, but that's how it works in my head. Was it your husband that helped you out with your hair in the hair coloring video? And if it was, will he do more cameos in the future? It was my husband. The jury's out on future cameos. When are you gonna get a merch store? I need Hazel stuff. I would love to do merch, both because, one, I think it would be really cool to have like some Hazel like shirts or hoodies or hats or like mugs, or I have like a lot of ideas. And secondly, because I like money, who doesn't? But I need everything to be perfect, and secondly, until I really have my channel's video schedule in a really comfortable place that I'm really happy with the quality and the amount of videos that I'm putting out, I'm not taking on any more projects. I have turned down a lot of stuff because I'm not doing anything else until I get on a better video release schedule. Also, dudes, check out my bird. It matches my hair. This is just the best week ever. Add-on for the follower mission screen. That would be Garrison Mission Manager. Garrison Mission Manager. Norma got Murloc slippers for Christmas. Got Murloc slippers. They talk every time. They talk? The Murloc slippers talk? Do they have like a squeaky in them? Or do they have like a speaker? They make the Murloc noise when you walk. She's driving me nuts. That's great though. Love the purple hair and the cat camel. Thank you, CC Yassels. Top 100 hunter on the server. Ooh. Daniel, do you mean like in PvP or in rating or in like Mythic Plus? Like there's a bunch of different categories you could be competing in for that. What item level are you now? That's a good question. I am item level... No, get out. 952. My equipment sets have been messing with, so the main set it still has this 915 trash. Sorry, I'm really bitter. It has this garbage on because I needed to keep the 4 set, and How To Priest is all like, oh, you gotta keep the 4 set until you get 16,000 haste so that you can continue to have your void form and your mind better on a 1-minute cycle. And they're not wrong. They're not wrong at all, but it occurred to me as I was doing progression that for me, my playstyle in the fights that I'm doing, it is better for me to just ditch that right now and get to a higher item level so that I can get my tier 21 4-piece. Because probably 1 out of every 3 void forms at least, I miss because I'm movement. I say movement, it's probably just being bad, but having to move or do something or perform a mechanic makes me miss the cycle for at least one of them anyways. So if I'm going to be missing them, I may as well be getting like more damage out of just having higher item level and having access to my 4-piece set bonus, which is why in this experimental set, I have, I put on 4-piece tier 21, so I have the extra crit chance of that stuff when you have void form. I'm still getting pretty high stacks of void form. I'm still getting to like 45 to 50, so I'm not terribly worried about that. I wouldn't say high, but like acceptable. and the extra item level. Like, it's, what, 7 extra item level? 952 compared to 945. It's a pretty big deal. The one thing I do need is I still need shoulders. Like, I need to get rid of these. They're 920, they have no haste on them, and they're not even helping me with my set anymore. I just don't have any more shoulders. I don't know what happened. I could have sworn that I used to have some, but I'm not carrying around any shoulders, and I don't have the new ones yet. I think the new ones have good stats for me. I'll try to catch more of your streams in the new year. Can't make it most of the time because of the time difference. No, honestly, don't ever worry about not being able to make it if you're busy. Your real life always comes first. May I queue with you for time walking? Right, time walking. I'm going to set up a group. So here, we're gonna do some math real quick. We're gonna do some math because my dream is to have. Oh, we might be close. I want Yulei, the daughter of Jade. It's a mount. It's the 5,000. It costs 5,000, right? 5,000 time warp badges from the MoP vendor, which means it's available right now. Which means that I need 720 badges, and you get what? Is it 500 bonus? So we would need 220 badges. How many badges do you get per run? I guess you know what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do the 5 and see where we're at, and then see how many more we need to do. But in the interest of time, I was considering, like, normally when I do the time walking, I, like, make a group, and then I dissolve it, and then I make a new one, then I dissolve it, and then I make a new one. I was considering just dispensing with that, and then making a group, and then, like, filling as people leave instead. Because realistically, we're not going to get everybody through anyways, and that might save some time. I don't know what to do. They have a voice box. Oh, that's cool. I would love to get top 100 Mythic Plus and rating. I'm not good enough for PvP, but we'll see what happens before BFA drops. Never say that you're not good enough for anything, Daniel, or anybody. It's never true. It's never true. I mean, you can always, skill is flexible, you know? You can work on it. It's always something that you can gain more of later if you decide that you want it. Man, I'm stuttering. Okay, so I'm gonna make a group. I'm gonna punch your tea again. I'm gonna fart nugget. I'm gonna try not to punch my tea, but no promises. I would love to not spill in this hoodie though. I'm actually just super in love with this hoodie. It's like, I got a large. Okay, so like the dream. Hang on, let me make the group. Maybe not, because this is gonna take me a second. I don't want to like make people wait. But the dream was to get. I got a large because I'm not a. This is a men's size, and I'm not a super big person. So I figured if I get a large, it'll be long enough to like wear as like a dress with like leggings, or I have like these black thigh socks that I thought would be very stylish. But it's not quite long enough to cover my butt. I don't think I can do it. I feel like if I'm gonna wear it with those socks, I'm gonna need some shorts, or else it's just gonna be kind of X-rated, and I'm not really about that life. All right, so why am I in the PvP tab? That's something that's different. We're gonna go custom, start a group. It's gonna be called Hi, I'm Hazel is gonna be the title of it. This is in PvE or PvE custom, and I'm just gonna be first come first serve, and I don't think I'm gonna dissolve the group, but if anybody has to leave, don't feel bad about leaving, and then we'll fill the spot after that. Okay, and no item level minimum or anything like that. So first come first serve. I am doing damage, I think. Do you guys know what the time walking? I'm gonna take. All right, so 1 DPS, 2 DPS, and then we need a healer and a tank. You can be any of the above. Very handy. So preferably a healer. I think I can hear wind howling, and I'm not sure if it's a game sound effect or if it's just really windy outside. So I'm feeling the vibes of Shadow Crash, Misery. Because things are going to, like, melt anyways, right? Shadow Crash, Misery. Shadow Crash can go over here. I never keep up. I don't have, like, a time walking set, and I'm not really familiar with how people do anyways. Do the 5 and you'll have more than enough with the turn in. Oh man, that'll be so exciting. 500 for the quest turn in. If you need a healer, let me know. Oh, we got one. We are full. All right. I remembered to wait until they joined before I delisted, because I've realized now that kicks people. Welcome. Let's get started. I look forward to being carried by you people, in all honesty, because you always do. All right. Let's also maybe, you never know, but maybe somebody will get a time warped, an infinite time raver. That's what they call it. So one thing I'm concerned about with my setup here is that when I'm turning to read chat, I am turning away from my mic a little bit. I had it specifically on the left-hand side so that I would be facing into my mic when I was reading chat, but there wasn't a good way to do that without you guys having to look like all the way into my ear with the 2-monitor setup, or at least not that I could think of. All right, I am so slow. Ugh. I'm so bad at whiffing this. Oh, it's not in line of sight anyways. Okay. Oh dear. It's been a minute since I've done MoP dungeons, and I had started to forget how fun they are. Am I supposed to be jumping? No. Oh, it's just a magic effect. Should be fine. Having chicken noodle soup because I'm sick, but I made it too hot. Oh, no. I mean, you can let it chill out. It'll be there. I mean, maybe I'll just wait by the boss. Like, I'm never gonna make it. I've never been so slow in my life. I knew. Oh man, he had to come back all the way to find me just to put that back on me. Oh, am I RP walking? Oh my god, I'm dumb. Oh man, you guys didn't see that. That didn't happen. Whoops, daisy doo. Where did you get the bird? The bird. What bird? Oh, the mount. The mount it's the new moose. It's the new moose mount. So when you kill Argus in Antorus the Burning Throne on heroic difficulty, you get a quest that you turn into Khadgar and he gives you the bird. And that will be available until the end of the expansion. So you have until the end of the expansion to kill it on heroic if you want to. Back when the moose came out, there was like a big friendship moose push, like a community push to help people get the mount that weren't like didn't have raiding guilds or weren't necessarily heroic raiders. Because it gets pretty carryable towards the end of the expansion as people get lots of gear. I wasn't selected, but my alt was on stream. I wish they would do away with region locking. WoW really doesn't need a super low ping for casual play. Yeah, especially because so many people play perfectly well across regions anyways. You just have to have the second account. I guess maybe that's the reason why they wouldn't do it is because... Alright, this time I swear... Okay, there we go. I promise I'm not RP walking in. I don't know why I was RP walking last time. Maybe I was recording a video? I was recording, but I don't remember RP walking. I got my infinite time river yesterday. Grats! Grats, that's awesome. Are you sure you're not just slow walking? Yeah, that was an RP walk. That was pretty embarrassing. It was made and filled pretty quickly. It was, yeah. It wasn't up for too long. Oh, Hazelnutty bot's not on. Ugh. Sorry. You guys will be able to start collecting your nuts. I knew something was, I knew I'd forgotten to do something. I have no excuse either. I was sitting here the whole time. Like I had my tea ready like 10-15 minutes early. So on time walking for this, do we do the normal strat and just like sit up here and pelt them with goo? Or can we actually go down there and just kill them? I don't know how overpowered we're supposed to be. I'm firing up the bot. Should be on now. There we go. All caught up. We could choose to sit up here. All right. I am sitting. I do know that last night I was trying to, I think I was RP walking around like with my selfie cam, trying to take selfies in raid with my super cool new black mog. Drop the goo. All right. Have we started? Okay, we're good. Horde? Oh, yeah, that would do it. I'm really unfair in that I never play Horde just because I don't have active Horde characters. I have one Horde character that's a healer that I don't really play. I just have it so that I can do arena on Horde if I ever decide to. I was kind of thinking about doing twos in this stream, but I figured I want to do the time walking while it's out, especially if I am within striking distance of the... Oh, I almost fell off. If I'm within striking distance of the Jade. Whew, that was fun. The Yule, daughter of Jade. That's, I think, the only time walking mount that I really want. Like, obviously, the infinite time river would be nice. I have the Ironbound Wraith Charger already, the Wrath one. I have the Wrath one. And then, just to trigger Kraken, I'm not terribly interested in the Burning Crusade one because I already have an Amani Dragonhawk. I have a Druid, but she's low geared. Gear doesn't actually, I mean, I know I'm not Horde, but gear doesn't actually matter for time walking because it scales your level and I believe to some extent your gear as well. I mean, gear does matter in that if you have a time walking set, those will scale better. Like, people have figured out what pieces of gear scale really well with time walking. They'll wear those. I don't know what those are. I was actually Googling for it yesterday because I figured we might be doing this on stream. I was like, I should figure out what priests actually do and wear in time walking. That would be a good thing to know. And then I can share some wisdom with my stream. And I looked and I found a bunch of links from 2015. It's like, wow, we're about the time of the year where that was 3 years ago now. That doesn't help anybody. actually get to catch one of your streams live. Welcome, the 4-season girl. Love your cooking videos, and your hair looks pretty purple. Aw, thanks. It's a little bit like, I feel like the ponytail has been working out for me. It's a little bit sea witch. It's a little bit sea witch craziness when I get it all like out. But it's good. The one thing though, I've only washed it once since I dyed it, so maybe this effect isn't permanent. But the last time I had it wet, I had like a bubble bath. Sorry if this is too much information. But I had it wet and I had like a bunch of conditioner in it, and I was just kind of like letting the conditioner sit in it to deep condition it for a while. So my hair was wet and it was like resting against the back of the tub. And everything it touches when it's wet gets a little stained. The stains came right out. Like as soon as I was finished my relaxing bubble bath, I like got dressed and went straight for the bleach to clean the stains off of the to clean the stains out of the bathroom, because I am not about to lose my security deposit over that. So it came out, but it does seem to do contact staining right now. And I don't know how long that lasts, or if that's going to be like an always thing with this hair dye. Hazel, sorry, a little late. Too much traffic? No worries, Briancha. No worries at all. Do you have the legendary cloak on your priest? I actually don't have the legendary cloak on anything. I never got one. It's like my greatest WoW shame, because it's not like I took a break. I played through the entirety of MoP. I didn't take a single break in MoP. I played the whole time. I just didn't raid. I didn't raid at all, and I know you could have gotten it without being in a guild. Like I think it was accessible in LFR. I just never did it. And for whatever reason, it didn't click for me that I would want it later. I was like, whatever, we're gonna get warlords. I won't need it. But they're so pretty. Oh, here's the boss. Old gear set bonuses don't work anymore. Oh, I think there's still things that scale, bizarrely, but it probably oops, that's okay. I can levitate. There's still things that scale, but like it won't be as big of a difference. What about old legendaries? Are those still good? I know people like there used to be like rogues using a certain set of old legendary daggers. I wish I knew what they were called. Sea Witch, you look like a void elf. Aw, thanks, Daniel. That's the dream. That's the dream. I'm hoping I'm not too early on the IRL Void Elf transmog. Like, it's gonna be kind of awkward if my hair has become a different color by the time the Void Elves come out. Like, I dye it purple in December, and then by the time like March, April rolls around, it's like faded, and I dye it a different color, and then Void Elves come out. Like, I think I need to be purple at least through the Battle for Azeroth launch. I could do different colors after that. I had a whole section talking about this in the vlog, but then I cut it out because I was like, some of the people are here to listen to me talk about video games and not hair dye, so I should probably chill and save it for the stream. But I now, like, the most exciting thing for me about having figured out how to do the hair is that once this fades, because it is semi-permanent, it won't last forever, there's so many options. I could do so many different colors. I could go, I mean, all the colors that I kind of have in mind are still in this family. I'm thinking just like a slightly pinker purple, like closer to magenta, but blue could be good. It doesn't stain for long, about 4 to 5 washes from someone with dyed hair. Okay, thank you, Artemis. That's good to know. 4 to 5 washes might take me a couple of months. Again, my hair doesn't meet shampoo very often. All hail the purple hair. I've dyed my hair a few times. It usually takes a few washes for all the excess dye to wash out and stop staining stuff. Okay. Sea Witch Void Elf, new class. I could get on board with a Sea Witch class. I feel like they could add, if they ever did Naga as a race. Alright, let me actually do some damage for the first time in this dungeon. Oh, never mind. If they ever went in and added Naga as a race, I feel like a kind of Ashara style Sea Witch would be a good class. They could make a new class with range DPS, which they have not added to this game since the game came out. Like, we've had not a single new range DPS spec. Unless you count Crackling Jade Lightning Monk, which nobody does. And, yeah, it could be like a DPS spec, like 2 range DPS, 1 healer. Let's throw in another one of those. Maybe I'll leave the details up so you guys can see how much you guys are beating me. But I'm gonna be comfy down here in spot 4 or 5. Right. I used to use the legendary glaives in BC Timewalking. I think that might have been it. This dungeon is almost as bad as Oculus. Is Oculus in the Wrath Timewalking rotation? I never ran into it, but I pretty much only do Timewalking with you guys. If I don't remember to stream Timewalking whenever Timewalking week is up, I usually don't do it. I'm always forgetting. Getting through here. Slowly. I'm not gonna have a whole ton of it's fine. I'm not gonna be getting super crazy boss void forms because I'm running Misery and Shadow Crash. I have a bone to pick with you. Sup, Seth? Shoot. What's up? Plenty of time to recolor and even learn the Void Elf voice lines. That is true. That is true. I actually when I was doing the reacting to the silly and the flirts, also other voice lines that were available were like the combat ones, so that when they get like hit by stuff or when they're hitting stuff, and when you run all of those together, it just sounds super funny because it's just like hoo, ha, and it's just like that for forever, like for like 10 minutes, and I couldn't quite put it into the video because it didn't. I don't know, but I think it'd be funny to learn how to like hit somebody with a good Void Elf grunt. Are you doing Timewalking with viewers or just LFG? This is we got some viewers in here. We got some viewers. The RP takes too long. The RP in this one? I guess there's some RP at the second boss. Alright, I'm so late. Sup, people? Hey, Alien Duck, how are you doing? How come you don't do Twitch streaming? I have a whole video where I address that, but the short version of it is I like it here. Tonight is raid night for my guild. It's 2 Miss Argus normal. Interested in joining? I already have plans for this evening, unfortunately. Currently camping the time lost Proto Drake. Good luck, good luck. I don't want to hear you say something like apologize for my face. Oh, true, yeah. It's just, I was just really concerned about that because it's an angle that, like, everybody has angles. And everybody looks a little different in makeup. And everybody looks a little different with their hair done or not done. And it was just like this combination of like my worst angles with no makeup, with like my hair covered in purple sludge in a bizarre setting with like terrible lighting. I was just really worried about it. And it wasn't just me. It was a couple of people that I showed it to. They're like, are you sure you want to put that online? Like, are you sure people aren't going to screenshot that and then cyberbully you with it? And I'm like, yeah. I can't cut out the part of the hair dyeing video where I'm literally dyeing my hair. I can't do that, so I just kind of left it in. But I was a little self-conscious about it. But you're right, you're right. If anybody's trying to bully me with my own face, they're gonna have to try harder. May I ask where you got the canvas pictures of each expansion from? Yeah, those are from the Blizzard Gear store. They're in the WoW section. It's like publishing and office or something, publishing and art. They may not all be available. Sometimes they put things up and take things down from the store. So you may not be able to find all of them. I definitely bought them on sale too. I bought them on sale at the clearance sale. They cost a bit more now. You would think would have it already with all of the spying. Hair looks fantastic. Hazel, great job. Thanks, Alien Duck. Do you think we're actually getting allied races in 7.3.5 or a later patch? I think we're getting them in 7.3.5. I should fully disclaimer that is not a guarantee. We don't know that for sure, but that's where my money's on. Also about my week, AT&T's having some weird outage. Internet outages can be so stressful. All right, what do we got? Nobody got the mount that I can see. And just gonna, I've got the shredded coins. That's 500. So you get 10 for finishing the thing and then 10 for each boss. So if we assume like 30 to... If we assume like 40, maybe 50 coins a boss? 50 coins a run? Because you get an extra 10 from here. So I think if you can pretty safely assume 50 badges a run. I needed 220 on top of the 500. So yeah, I'll have it. We do five of these, and then at the end of them I'll have it. And that will do. All right, I'm gonna try. I'm probably gonna fail because I give it about 15 seconds before I start reading chat and get distracted again. But I'm gonna try and help a little bit. I probably should have come as a healer because I don't think a lot of healing is really required. So I could probably just, wander along and follow and cast a couple of renew, not rejuvenation. Rejuvenation's a druid spell. Cast a couple of renews and call it a day. But, you know, I'm having a week where I just, you know, my new mount is purple, my hair is purple. I need my priest to be purple. My mog is purple. We're having a purple week. I'd say they would save it for the expansion. I think they're going to release it in 7.3.5 as a pre-order bonus for the expansion, and then leveling them from scratch for the heritage armor gives people something to do along with the new leveling system while we wait for them to actually finish Battle for Azeroth. Because otherwise they're gonna have a pretty good unsub dip while we wait for the next expansion. I can't find the Murloc onesie in the store. It's that's another thing that I've seen kind of go up and down. It may have been BlizzCon loot. That may have been BlizzCon exclusive, which doesn't mean it would never come back, but it can mean that it might be down for a while. It may or may not be there. Their store is really flaky. I wish that they would just, if something's out of stock, they would just put out of stock there, because sometimes they do that. Sometimes they'll go to buy an item and they'll be like, no, we don't have any. Check back later. And sometimes they just take it off, like, the listing down, and they're not very consistent about that. I hate the wind bosses. Dresseron, I'm looking at you. Man, the wind, Dresseron, like, the Volterra's wind in Vortex Pinnacle is cool, because you can use the wind to your advantage. Wait, it's only 5 badges per boss, not 10. What am I talking about? It might take us a couple extra dungeons. But the Volterra's wind in Alteris in Vortex Pinnacle, you know, you stand upwind and you get some nice damage buff, and you stand downwind and your life is over. You know, there's a mechanic there. There's something to do other than just fight against the wind like you have in like that weird Gul'dan phase change. Like in Hellfire Citadel, the Gul'dan fight when like phase 3 starts and the wind starts, I feel like they only did that because they were like testing the fight, and they were like, you know, something's missing here. I feel like we need something else to make this feel a little bit more like the last boss of an expansion. What can we do? Let's throw in some wind. Why not? See how it looks with wind. And they just threw in some wind and never took it out. Like, it doesn't feel very intentional. It just feels like an extra thing to kind of like decorate the fight. It's like sprinkles on the cake, you know? I bet they're putting in the achievements needed to unlock in order to play, but lock them to having to buy the expansion. Yeah, I think you would definitely have to. I don't know for sure, but I think it's very likely you will have to pre-order Battle for Azeroth to get the access to them early. About 1985 Timewalking boss runs for all of my tunes. Dang. Have you got the mount yet then, Big Fire? Or is that almost 2,000 bosses killed with no mount? Because that's crazy. Can I join in the next dungeon? I've decided that for this particular Timewalking week, excuse me? Oh, I'm back. I've never in my life seen that happen. I'm a little afraid. I don't know where I stepped to fall through the... Oh. Is this happening to anybody else? This seems wrong. I need a safe place to stand and not move. Okay. Like we weren't going to pre-order it anyways. Exactly, yeah. It's always really funny to me when they're trying to like really push the pre-order. It's like, I guess if somebody isn't always subbed to WoW, if they just come back for expansions, they're deciding whether or not to sit it out, then sure, they might need some marketing to push them over the edge. But I haven't been unsubbed from this game in like, since I started playing it 8 years ago. It's been a while. Fight is bugged to all get out. Apparently, I've never seen, I guess I haven't done this one. I'm just going to stand right here and hit things until we get to go upstairs anyways. Happened to me just the other day. What did you break? Apparently it's the room that's broken and not me. Just saying, you know. They're, at least it puts you back. Like, I feel like they probably, they're probably aware of the issue, because otherwise I feel like you would just fall through the world and die. They probably added something to port you back, and maybe they're working on a fix to not do this altogether. That seems like a band-aid fix to me. Maybe it's not. Maybe the bug just drops you through the world and then ports you back up, but that's just kind of how it reads. Fix your game, Ian? Yeah. Is Ian our new scapegoat? Now that we don't have Sahalinka anymore and we don't have Celestalon anymore, is he the last name that we know to blame for everything? Just a common bug, fall through 3 to 4 times for 5. Okay. But we should be done now, right? Like, we should be good up here, I would assume. Working on a fix and legacy content. Yeah, it's probably, and that's probably why it's not, like, super fixed yet. People do this, you know? During time walking week, people do time walking. I wonder if that bug happens when you're doing this content at level, or if it's only a time walking thing. Never happened in MoP, must be a Shadow Priest thing. Been in a disconnection loop before in that run. Ooh, that would be unpleasant. I hope I don't get DC'd. I'm trying to farm a mount over here. It really helps if I can stay logged into the game. It's been happening since the last time that MoP Timewalking has been out? Oh, okay. Well, then maybe that's not a fix. maybe they haven't bothered to do anything about it yet. Are you excited for Battle for Azeroth? Of course. Of course. I've never not been excited for an expansion, because when, like, at this point in the cycle, when you're just looking at all the new stuff, of course it's exciting. You know, there's new places to go, and there's new races to play, and there's new systems to try out, and you don't know what's wrong with them yet, because they're not going to put that in the launch trailer. So it's very easy to get, like, hype, and I think that's fine. I think it's fun, and I don't think there's anything wrong with getting really excited about the new content. So I'm always excited about the new stuff. It's later, you know, after you've done it, that you can sort of make a more objective opinion. But for now, I cannot wait to be a Void Elf. I love being a gnome. It's going to be a little bit hard to not be a gnome anymore. I'm not race changing my gnome, and I'm not deleting my gnome. She will forever adorn my loading screen with her beautiful little gnome face. But I'm definitely going to be rolling and leveling a new Void Elf Shadow Priest to get access to the Heritage Armor. I really hope... I don't know if we know the exact details of the last racial yet. Like, we got some info about what the Void Elf racials are, and one of them appears to be a damage racial, and we have the name of it, and like, but we don't know what it does yet. We don't have the details on what it does, and I'm hoping that it turns out to be something that is at least... I don't need it to be better than the gnome paste, I just need it to be pretty good. Why wouldn't anyone who spends most of their gaming time in WoW not be excited for BFA realistically? Yeah. I mean, we were all excited for Warlords, and that didn't turn out to be the best thing ever, but actually Warlords was really fun for, like, the first 2 months. The first 2 months of WoD were great. I had so much fun leveling with my guild, doing, like, dungeons and gearing up for raid, getting into Highmaul. Garrisons were really fun for a while. It wasn't until later, when we'd done them to death, that they got a little bit stale. I'm looking forward to finally being able to wear whatever gear I want. Death to the tier system, right? Right? I feel that so much. Like, my situation specifically, where now that I've kind of decided to abandon my tier 20, even though it's a DPS loss to do so, I have a little bit more freedom, but before, I had all 6 tier slots locked, plus 2 additionary legendary slots. There was no way I could get, like, I mean, there was a way, it just wasn't happening. I had so many weeks of getting really high item level loot from my weekly Mythic Plus cash. Like, well, I can't wear this. Time to stick that in the bank. Okay, get here. I took Shadow Crash, and I haven't exactly been using it. I always do that, though. I always do that. Although apparently in actual Mythic Plus dungeons, even though Shadow Crash does pretty good damage now, you still want Legacy of the Void, because, like, the go-to strat for Shadow Priest in Mythic Plus, and once I actually get good at this, I'll make a video going over it, assuming that there's still some of the expansion left. But the strat is to wear the Heart of the Void chest legendary that increases your Void Eruption damage, and then you just, like, Void Erupt on stuff, and that does crazy amounts of damage, assuming that you get to do it often. But you need to have access to Legacy of the Void in order to get into your Void form more quickly, otherwise your ramp up time is just too long for that to be any good. Zandalar Trolls, then Darkiron Dwarves, and then Void Elves. Wow. Wow. You hating on my Void Elf dream, man. Don't get me wrong, Zandalar Trolls. Super cool. Super cool. I mean, I've always loved trolls, but upright trolls? Oh. Ah, good stuff, good stuff. Emo elves? Yeah. I've been playing since second week into vanilla, and I can't wait to be an upright orc. It's been too long. I can't, like, if you've been an orc that whole time, I can't even imagine how much anticipation there would have been for that. Like, it's been so many, many, many years. So dang happy the tier system will be gone. Yeah, it was one of those things that I didn't even realize I wanted it until they said it, and I was like, oh my goodness, you're right. You're super, super right. Because I'd been starting to get really, really annoyed with getting gear that I couldn't use. I think the problem was exacerbated by the fact that was it Legion that they moved to having 6 tier pieces so that you would have more flexibility with your slots, but then people ended up wearing like 4+2 in some situations. So we ended up having 4 lock slots to 6, and then if your legendaries were not also tier slots, that kind of became 8, and it just got really gross. Anybody get a thingy? No? Oh, I got some nothing. Actually, that's not fair. I always do reasonably well on time walking weeks because all of this gear at the end of it, you can disenchant the blues and you get ley shards. Ley-light shards. And the ley-light shards are, they sell pretty good because nobody ever disenchants blue gear. It's something that happens towards the end of every expansion. A big shortage of the rare quality enchanting material. Can't really ever make Blood Elves Alliance since they hate humans and Night Elves. True. I have the 4 set 21, 2 set 20, and it's so horrible that I can't replace those. I have some pieces that are 40 plus item levels that I can't use because they're tier slots. Exactly, yeah. And I'm excited to see what kind of... I feel like because they will be making fewer artistic sets, like there will still be visual cosmetic sets in the raid, but instead of having a different one for every class, there will be one for every armor type, so there's going to be drastically less of them. That means that the people that are making that art hopefully have more time to make them like really, really, really cool. I hope that's the case. They're not just getting like laid off half the year. Don't blame anyone for hating Night Elves. Yeah, it's a cultural thing, you know? You just don't understand. They would have to get some darn good racials for me to really switch. I use Arcane Torrent. Arcane Torrent is one of the most useful racials in PvP and PvE. It just comes in handy all over the place. Not that I've ever really used much of it. I haven't played a whole lot of Blood Elf, but I've had it used against me on a variety of occasions. It's actually the most annoying thing fighting a team that has like 4 interrupts and then stuns and then like paralyzes and you juke everything and then they hit you with the Arcane Torrent because you didn't notice they were a Blood Elf. Like you just can't cast ever. Gonna be weird without it, but I mean, be cool going back to 8-piece with a 4-piece set for more flexibility, but since they're baking it in, could be neat to change the way gear works. I think it'll just give you more flexibility to pick and choose pieces of gear that are really properly itemized. And I think, I don't know if they've said that they're gonna do this, but they said in the past that they're open to doing more of like the mini sets that you get from like dungeons and whatnot. You know how there's like a set with like a shoulders and a cloak or like a ring and a neck. They would have like a mini effect. I could see those still being around. I don't know if they will be, but I could see them making more of those. Oh, I got a fruit barrel. When you are casting Mind Flay, what are those lines in your casting bar? Always focusing on it. Those are the tick points. So Mind Flay, when you're channeling it, will do damage at certain intervals in the cast. And those lines show me when those intervals are. So ideally, if I'm playing really well, whenever I need to clip a Mind Flay, whenever I need to end a Mind Flay early, I do so right after one of those ticks so that I'm not wasting channel time. You don't want to like spend extra time channeling but not make it to the next tick that you're channeling towards if you're trying to be like really optimal. That's the dream there. I always thought Flying Man's running on the ground felt extra derpy. Oh, absolutely true. The only reason why I'm using my bird is because whenever I get a new mount that I'm really excited about, I always keybind it for just like a couple of days before I go back to using my random favorite mount keybind. Although now that I'm actually in dungeons, where's my... I had my my Lucid Nightmare here, and I've been using that for my ground mount lately. But I don't see my button anymore. Human Diplomacy sure is nice when you want it. I miss my Human Diplomacy. I rough grind a fair bit. I'm glad that I had it available for when I was doing the Insane. But I missed it for sure, especially now that I'm grinding. Because I used to be a human before I was a gnome. I rolled the character as a human back in MoP, and then I race changed to a gnome later. But whenever I'm grinding rep caches for the Paragon mounts, which I only need one more of. I got the Cloudwing Hippogriff, and I only need one more now. I definitely miss that extra 10% rep. My Basilisk is always hotkeyed for Argus, etc. Ooh, that's a good idea. Speaking of allied races, I'm pretty excited that Estarn will be a High Mountain Tauren. Thought I'd be a Nightborn, but after looking at the model viewer, I am not so sure. The High Mountain Tauren are pretty good looking. They've got very, very lovely and detailed antlers. Pretty good stuff. Something about the Void Elves makes me think they would have an Evanescence theme song. Yeah. I can definitely see like the mid-2000s emo playlist on like a Void Elf iPod, because they would still have an iPod. Look at the little kitty. So cute. Also, hi to you, Hazel. Hi, Merlexia. Yeah, she's pretty cute. She's having a good nap time in there. Ever since I moved her new bed into the cubby, she spent like pretty much all day in there yesterday. She may eventually get bored of it, because she used to really like sleeping in there on her blanket, and then she just moved on to other beds. But hopefully she likes it for a while. Sylvanas is all down with chemical weapons and mass destruction. I want to like her more, but that's where she loses me. That's where she lost you? Yeah, I guess so. I feel like she's been making morally questionable decisions for a while. But, you know, when you choose to be a Sylvanas fan, you just kind of like gotta embrace all of it. Just gotta drink the Kool-Aid a little bit. They really ruined Tyrande and Malfurion character-wise. I think that Tyrande and Malfurion really lost a lot of their, like, gravitas, like their... I lost my ability to take them seriously after Malfurion and his whole Tyrande, I need you. Like, it was just so cheesy. Like, I'm so done with them. They're pretty. They look good on a poster. That's about where we end. Blows should introduce a mount that walks over lava. That would be really useful, and I think there would be some really interesting visual ways they could go with that, but I don't think that they'll do it after having realized the kind of situation that happens when they made the water walking mount. I think that they would, like, that would just completely invalidate any decision of theirs to make lava zones. I know lava zones are annoying, but they put them in for a reason, and just invalidating them like that and having like a must-have mount is probably something I want to say they won't do again. Maybe they will, I don't know. I would definitely ride one if it existed, but I don't think they'll make it. I like the moose you can make with leatherworking. The white one's pretty good. I like the high mountain moose that you get from the rep cache, because it's very moose colored. Does that make sense? It's just like a nice moose colored moose. All right. Sepianzu, I'm gonna remember to jump over your thingy and then like get off the ground with a bubble this time. I'm here. I'm paying attention. I had to focus, like, because last night was our raid night where we killed Argus. And I was trying so hard. It's not like Argus was a super hard fight. It's just we only had enough time for like one pull left. And I really wanted to make sure that if we wiped, it wasn't my fault. Because I'm a reasonably good raider, but I am known to derp. Like, I have a tendency to just derp. It's not that I don't know what to do, it's just sometimes it doesn't happen. Generally not too often. I'm probably not in like the top 3 derpers of my guild. I'm probably somewhere in the top like 5 to 7 derpers of the guild. But I derp on occasion. Anybody get it? Anybody get it? And I really wanted to make sure that that wasn't me on Argus, so I like turned off my other monitor, straightened up my chair. I like, what else did I do? I spit out my gum. I turned off my music. I turned on game sound, but just like down a little bit. Everything that I could think of to completely zone in. I turned over my phone so that it couldn't like flash at me. I silenced it. Everything I could think of to completely remove anything that might distract me from doing my very best in Argus. And I think it was good. I did die before the end of the pull, but it was like at the very end, and we didn't have, it was to a soul bomb. We didn't have enough room to properly spread them out. So me and the other soul bomb were kind of stacked on top of each other because there wasn't a whole lot of floor room from the re-origination orbs. But it still died. The Tyrande Malfurion yapping is what made me turn off voice lines. I like playing with dialogue sometimes. I usually don't turn it on during stream because I don't want to interrupt them when they're saying things. And sometimes they kind of frighten me. Sometimes I get a little bit startled when somebody starts talking, and then I realize it's my video game. I'm sure whoever forgot to put the only usable in mob zones in the Water Strider tooltip is still feeling the sting. Yeah, that probably would have solved that issue. I enjoyed how they kind of just like gave up after that point. They're like, well, guess Water Striders are a thing. Let's throw in a red one. Why not? and then they did that thing in, was it Warlords or Legion? I think they did a thing in Legion where they tried to make them not usable in Legion or in general or outside of MoP. Like they tried to remove it, and people just got so mad, and they're like, well, all right, fine, you can keep it. Just said out loud, this relinquish will be Sifus, and now I have Sifus. Aw, nice. Made another Hazel stream. Welcome, Stoned Monkey. Glad to have you. Our guild hasn't even started the new raid on normal, much less heroic. What are you guys waiting for? It's fun. Get on in there. You don't need to finish whatever you're working on. Just, like, jump into the new stuff. Go for it. Telemarketer interrupting my VoD stream. Oh, no. And I do not answer my phone anymore. Like, if I'm expecting a call and I know what number it's going to be from, then sure. But otherwise, if an unknown number calls my phone, which is all of the numbers, because I don't know any numbers, I'm not answering that. If it's important, they will leave a voicemail, and I will listen to the voicemail and decide whether or not to do anything with it, but I am not answering my phone. It's not, like, as a child and a young adult, I used to be really afraid of talking on the phone and making calls. I had very, very bad anxiety about that. And I got over that by having a job where I had to call people, basically. So that's not so bad anymore, but I'm not answering my phone. Laura, thank you for becoming a sponsor. I would welcome you to the Nutty Bunch, but I don't really want to commit to using that as a as a stream thing. Hi Hazel MG. Hi Superab. Laura, I think you might be the 20th sponsor, which would mean I can add another emote if we can decide on what kind of emote I should make. There's so many different things, but I feel like I need a more usable emote because not a whole lot of the current ones see much use. There are already tanks capable of soloing normal and Taurus bosses. I saw that somebody did Hazabel, which I thought was really cool. Somebody did soloed Hazabel. Sponsor is fun. You get a green name. You get a green name. You get a cool little nut icon. You get some emotes. All of the emotes and the icon are hand drawn by me. I don't know if that makes them any better, but it means that some time went into them, you know? Some love. Little Hazel love. My vote was the Nutters. Oh, we're not committing to anything. I feel like I'm just waiting for a stroke of inspiration where I hear something or I see something or I think of something and I'm just like, that's it. That has the right combination of like clever and cool and, you know, memeable. I don't know. I'm just waiting for the perfect name. The Peanut Gallery. What if somebody is calling to say that you'll get $1 million, but only if you respond immediately? Honestly, if I answered the phone and they said I want $1 million, I would be extremely suspicious and I would not meet with them or give them any information at all. I would probably pass on the $1 million just because, you know, I'm not gonna tell you anything that you might need to know in order to give me the money. I don't trust this in the slightest. Too good to be true. Also, I don't know if I would really want, I mean, obviously everybody wants like windfalls of money, but I feel like money has a lot more value if you've earned it. If you've earned it and you know that you worked for it so that it has more weight with you so that you don't just like blow it and that you can make smart decisions with it. And sure, you can make smart decisions with like windfall money, but I would rather be wealthy because I worked hard and I did something valuable rather than just because I got really lucky. The Natagerie doing a head of the curve Hazel emote. What would that look like? What do you think about the new raid? I love the new raid. I talked about it a tiny bit in today's vlog, And then I have a video that I'm working on for Monday. If I get the editing finished, it's going to be a big edit, and I've got a lot of work to do on it. But if I get it ready for Monday, it's got a section that's about that. But I love the raid. It's my favorite raid in Legion. Which is tough, because I enjoyed Emerald Nightmare. But this one's just more goodness, you know? I really want to roll a Void Elf, but I cannot for the life of me decide which class I want to play. I main a mage, but I want to try another class. At least you have options. Void Elf, I think, has one of the widest available class spreads. Like, I know they can't be paladins or shamans or druids. Can they be everything else? Like, maybe not Death Knights. I don't think the new races can be Death Knights. And Demon Hunters. Alright, so maybe not everything. But you do have quite a few options. $1 million. Warrior is fun. Melee DPS. I try to be understanding, but it's out of control. Maybe I should market WoW for every time they call me now, or just yell Leroy and hang up. I used to hang up on telemarketers. I know it's rude, but you don't really owe them your time. And honestly, they're not, I mean, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to take it super personally. They know it's not because you don't like them. You don't have really any obligation to continue talking to somebody if they're just trying to sell you something unsolicited, you know? I'm sure there are plenty of poor people all over the world that would take $1 million for free to help themselves and their family. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely, for sure. My sentiment may have come across incorrectly. Where you'd be mad patting the meters in those trash pulls. I keep forgetting to use Shadow Crash. I'm incapable of remembering to use a new spell that's not part of my normal everyday rotation. How much easier was Coven with 11 people? Our first kill was with 12 people. When the night before we had 25 and couldn't get it down. It was quite a bit easier. Like, just having the room whenever you're doing... Like, for example, you have Storm of Darkness up, and you have Torment of Golganeth, which is the one where you need a 2-yard spread. So much easier to do. Have everybody in the squares with a 2-yard spread with 11 people compared to 25. Absolutely much easier. There's some things that just don't scale in that fight because of the nature of, like, the room and the space and the mechanics. It's just so crowded with all the people. I guess I should kill these things, huh? I think it's going to be a little bit difficult for us to re-progress on it. I foresee us spending a good amount of time trying to continue to work on that boss, even after having finished the raid, once we have everybody. Because there's a couple of people... Just the extra numbers is going to make it tough. Alright. Well, I got a transmog appearance. Something. So we are up to 4 of 5 dungeons. I need another 5. So I need another 85. So we're going to queue for one more. I think I'm going to need one bonus one after the 5. I think I'm going to need one more. Might make a new group for that. I want to be Lightforged, but none of the classes draw me. Oh, man. Lightforged Paladin would be so cool, though. What's people's favorite faction leader anyways, aside from moon-obsessed Tyrande? And her furry boyfriend? Favorite faction leader? Greymane is pretty legit, and also he looked... Oh man, this dungeon again. Greymane's pretty legit, and he looked real fluffy in the new trailer. I'm trying to think of who else there is. Bane is like my boy. Actually, never mind. Anduin. I forgot about Anduin. Anduin is my forever king. But for Horde, I would say my top is probably Bane, and for Alliance, it's Anduin. I have a thing for orphans, I guess. I don't know. Sweet young boys that have lost their fathers, Harry Potter style. That sounds terrible. But Gen's alright. Gen's up there. I want to see Dark Iron Totems. Yeah, I think that'll be kind of cool. Hi there, favorite gnome. It hurts a bit to say this is Horde only. Well, I'm very glad that you found it in yourself. I'm glad you stopped by. I finally got the last winter veil pet I was missing. I got Lumpy off the auction house. Grathly, Knight. You are officially done with winter veil then. This year when Boxing Day came around, when the 26th came around, I got to decide what kind of a Christmas decoration lever-upper I was going to be. Because this was my first year that I really had Christmas decorations of my own. Like, this is my place. I bought the decorations. I put them up. I pretty much get to decide when they come down, whether or not I want to be somebody that does it on the 26th or the 1st of January or, you know, May. Like, I got to pick what kind of person I was going to be, and I decided that I wanted to be somebody that got rid of them on the 26th. I was like, you know what? Christmas is over. I'm cleaning this up. I'm taking this down. I don't want to be reminded of the fact that it's not Christmas anymore. So I'm just going to put all this away for next year and start getting excited for New Year's. Although I don't think I'm actually doing much for New Year's Eve specifically. Like, it's a Sunday night. I want to get a really good day of work in on Monday morning, so I'm probably not going to get super turned up or anything. But pretty excited. What level can we get our second artifact? I'm not 100% sure. It's either 102. I think it's like somewhere in the 102 to 104-ish range. I think it's pretty early. People really love Anduin. I loved Anduin before it was cool, right? No, he looks real good in the new trailer, and he's had a lot of character development, like, ever since MoP, really. They started working on him, so I think it's pretty natural to like him. A bit teen angsty for me, for sure. He's a little idealistic for me. I think he's a little bit naive, but I'm sure somebody's gonna beat it out of him sooner or later. Vol'jin, best leader. He wanted peace between every race, but everyone called him a coward because of it. Vol'jin was gone too soon. Vol'jin's death was actually kind of one of the most infuriating things. Because it just seemed so, like, they just kind of, like, tucked it in right next to Varian's death. They're like, oh, well, you know, if the Alliance loses a big person and the Horde doesn't, people will be mad, so rip Vol'jin, bye. It just felt so tacked on. Because he died to, like, a random demon, right? Like, ugh. Why did they call it Boxing Day? I actually have no idea. In Canada, and I think other Commonwealth countries, I'm not 100% sure, but at least in Canada, Boxing Day is a shopping holiday, much like Black Friday. Matt. Oh, I tripped. Come on, get turned up. I don't want to start 2018 with a hangover. Maybe I'll have a drink or two on Saturday night, tomorrow night, and then pretend that's New Year's. In any case, I wouldn't be going out anywhere. Like, whenever I'm having a drink or something, I'm just here at my desk usually, just like talking to my friends and playing Overwatch usually. Or occasionally WoW 3s. It's not like I'm going anywhere, which is honestly cheaper. It's much cheaper to stay home, and it's safer, I guess, too. And then you don't have to worry about getting an Uber. You can just fall into bed. I prefer Anduin in Hearthstone. Anduin looks like a young Brad Pitt. Was Brad Pitt ever that square? Like, I feel like Anduin is really growing into the WoW male human physique. The kind of art style they have going on there, where they're very sort of blocky and wide. And I think that he's kind of growing into that form a little bit. I don't know if Brad Pitt was ever that broad. I don't know if he was broad Brad. Elise was not scattered to pieces, and his last words will be important in the next X-Pack. That is true. First time I arrive in one of your streams while it's actually streaming. Hi, Joel. How are you doing today? My theory is that the spirits whispering Sylvanas' name to Vol'jin were whispers from the old gods. Ooh, that would be cool. That would be a good setup. I am dying for a good old-fashioned old god expansion. Like, I want to go to their home turf. I want to go under the sea, into space. I want to meet Cthulhu and pull him out of the ocean and play with his tentacles. What do you usually drink? It really depends on what's around, honestly. I'm not terribly picky, nor am I terribly highbrow. If I'm mixing drinks and I have options, my favorite thing to make, which I'm pretty sure isn't a thing, it's something that I just decided to start doing when I was in university, but I will mix spiced rum with grapefruit juice, and it's just, like, tasty and kind of tropical. It's just a mixed drink. Man, I'll drink wine if it's around. I enjoy scotch. I don't really like beer, which is kind of sacrilege living in Portland. I will try beer. I will never turn it down. Like, if somebody offers me a beer around here, usually it was like somebody's, like, it was like aged in a barrel that contained like sacred cherries from the mountain of something or other. Like, Portland takes beer very seriously, and they always have a lot of story to them and a lot of hype behind them. So I always try them out to try and like get a feel for what's different. It's a lot like tasting tea in that regard. There's a lot of different nuances in the flavor that I can try and appreciate, but no matter what kind of beer it is, it's always kind of gross to me. Live cat Kim. I'm pretty sure she's alive. Brad is a bit chunky these days. Oh, is he? I have to admit, I have not actually seen Brad Pitt in my memory since he was on Friends. That was a long time ago. That's the only role of Brad Pitt's that I actually know off the top of my head. I'm sure I've seen him in something else, but I don't watch a whole lot of movies. I wish I could say I haven't fallen asleep in a bathtub. I wish I could say that. Oh man, my time to fall asleep in a bathtub is probably coming up. I've started having a glass of wine in the bath like a middle-aged mom, and one of these days that's gonna knock me right out. I hope they make more WoW expansions, up to 10 total. I mean, how many are we at now? Renegade Wrath, Kata, MoP, WoD, Legion. So we're at 6. That's really only 4 more. I don't see WoW going anywhere in the next like 5 years. I think after 5 years the roadmap's gonna have to change a bit, but I don't know. Oregon beer used to be pretty damn awesome until the IPA invaded. Very bitter. Pretty bitter. I've had IPAs. I've had a lot of stouts and porters and bourbon barrel aged stouts. I think come up a lot. It's all beer to me. It's all better than, mind you, it's better than like the cheap beer, but it's just not my cup of tea. Kind of like coffee. Coffee's great. It's not my cup of tea. Not for me. He looks more like Matt Damon. America theme. Sounds really good. You live in Portland, Oregon? I do, yeah. Kind of. Not like in Portland. I'm not too far from it. Human male models are so thick, I don't know why. It's kind of an art style that WoW's decided to adopt, and I feel like I don't know this for sure, but I feel like the origin of the art style has to be from like when in Warcraft, whatever it was, when they started making, like maybe the original Warcraft RTS game where they were making like the peons. It was a very old game, and the graphic style was pretty blocky because it was very, very old. And those human peons looked kind of blocky and square, and I feel like as new WoW or Warcraft games kept coming out, they kept keeping that kind of base idea, and they just sort of grew into these big, stocky, thick dudes with no necks. And it's like a thing now. Have you ever watched the Grimm series that occurs in Portland? I have not watched Grimm. There is quite a bit of filmmaking done in Portland, which is kind of cool. Portland, and then the other place that I've used to live or live near that has a lot of filmmaking done is Vancouver. I always like seeing familiar locations. I only turned 21 in October, and I'm a no-life, so I just drink hard lemonade. There's no shame in that. Don't let anybody make you feel bad for whatever you want to drink. Like, if people want to make you drink something that's gross, and you would rather just have, like, something sweet, or hard lemonade's fine. My actual go-to, if I'm having a drink, or ordering a drink, and I don't know what to order because I'm terrified of making stuff up, I'll usually just get a cider. I love cider. Cider is delicious. It's like fruit juice. There's lots of different types of it here in Portland, and it gets a pretty good, honestly, cider messes me up. It gets a pretty good buzz going, you know? I can get on board with some cider. The culture ass model Anduin? Manduin? Chubduin. He's not chubby, he's just thick. He's just thick. Do you drink any whiskey? I drink whiskey if it's available. I don't drink enough whiskey to tell you what kind of whiskey I drink. I'm not like a enthusiast. I'm not a connoisseur, I would say. In 5 years, WoW will be full VR. Man, imagine full immersive VR Sword Art Online style WoW. I guess you would still want control so that you don't have to do the whole Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword thing where you're actually swinging around your weapon. I would not be about that life. Like, you would get real tired pretty quick. But proper VR WoW would probably be life-ruining. It would be so hard to stop. Blizzard is so big right now, they could have been working on a legit follow-up to WoW for years. One thing is for sure, we'll have a seamless transition. I'm really curious about how they handle the transition. Because if you are going to stop making WoW, if you're going to transition to a new game, you got to be very, very careful, because there are people that have spent 10 to 15 years spending a lot of money and a lot of time collecting these collections, you know, their achievements and their glad titles and their spirit tigers and their, you know, all of these, all of their mount and their pet collections and their titles and stuff, like all of these things that have value just because WoW is kind of ever present. If they devalue that by making a game in which we start over and we don't carry all of that with us, that's going to be real dangerous. That's delicate ground to walk. But on the other hand, they can't, I feel like staying chained to this game and this engine forever is a mistake. I'm curious to know what it is that they're working on now, because they have people working on a mysterious project. Like, there's something going on at Blizzard that we don't know anything about yet. And I'm really interested to see if it's something that's going to, if it's a new, like a completely new game category, or if they're expanding on an existing game, or if they're working on something that will eventually be a WoW successor after a couple more expansions. Like, I just want to know. So curious. Vancouver, Washington is where it's at. Quiet and oh so close to P-Town. Vancouver, Washington didn't, like, I've been there a couple times. I've been through there because I drive through there whenever I drive up to Seattle or Vancouver, Canada. And doesn't seem to have a whole lot going on. Maybe I'm just missing the cool parts of Vancouver, Washington, but it seems pretty straightforward. Anduin is thick. How? Not the in-game model. The WoW cinematic model. He's not heavy. He just had wide bones. Kind of. A little bit. I'd have to watch it again. Alright, so that brings us to 5. Do we get Tom Warp badges for this? No, we don't. We get a cash, though. Cool, thanks. Okay. So I'm gonna... Because I'm gonna be short. I'm gonna be short 50 seals. I need one more dungeon. Is anyone down for one more? Here. Cool. Here, I think I need one more. Should give me the 50 seals that I'll need, and then turning in the coin gets me to 500, and then we would be good. That would be kind of exciting. Why play in first person when I spend so much in Xbox? True, though. True. I like Jack and Coke on New Year's Eve. That's a good go-to. Captain and Coke is my go-to. Has to be Captain. The bartender served me Sailor Jerry's the other night and I couldn't finish it. At least you know. At least you know what you like. First person WoW makes me physically ill. The only first person game that I can play that does not make me physically ill is Overwatch. And I'm to this day a little bit shocked that I can play Overwatch without getting motion sick. But everything else makes me very, very ill. Destiny in particular. I tried playing Destiny. I downloaded the Destiny... Oh, I should watch my screen. I downloaded the Destiny trial demo thing. Couldn't do it. Could not do it. Very bad. I should probably wait until we're out of this section with the fire things before I go back and re-chat, or else I'm gonna... Bombs are scaled wrong here, so watch it. Okay, maybe that was why. Should be a little bit careful. This could hurt. Do you have a Nintendo Switch? If not, are you wanting one? I don't have a Nintendo Switch. I don't want one yet. There are no titles on the Switch yet that are system sellers for me. I'm sure there eventually will be. I typically enjoy Nintendo consoles. It's just, I never have enough games to play on them. I never really take them out. We have a Wii U right now, and we have the latest Zelda game for the Wii U. And that's the only game I could really see playing on the Switch at this time. If they come out with a mainline Animal Crossing game... Oops. I tripped. If they come out with a mainline Animal Crossing game, that's a maybe. But I may be burned out in Animal Crossing by then from Pocket Camp. Or a Pokemon. If they do like a full line Pokemon game exclusively on the Switch, that's a system seller for sure. Job postings have been for mobile devs, getting a new mobile game. Oh, that's a possibility for sure. I didn't even think of that, but you're right. You're right. That's a market that they're not in that they probably could do. Oh, you know what the other thing I should do is, once we're done here, even if I'm like just a couple short, I should check my mail, because there may be a boss or two that I didn't manage to loot properly that has I may have some badges in the mail, or maybe not, but it looks like I do have mail from the postmaster, so that's a good bet. I still see people say they want Team Fortress 3, so WoW 2 believers don't faze me. World of StarCraft, World of Diablo. I feel like an Overwatch MMO is more likely. Although, no, Overwatch works really well as the type of game it was. I guess an Overwatch MMO would have been Titan, and they probably scrapped that for a reason. I don't know. I'm curious. If they did a mobile game that was based on one of their current IP, what do you guys think it would be? Like, the obvious dream is to have PvP pet battles set up as a mobile game, because that would actually work. But, no, I don't think they're going to do that, because not enough people do PvP pet battles. They would have to, A, incentivize them a lot more, and then probably, like, touch up the system. Because people would download the game, and they'd be like, oh, how do I get the pets? And they'd be like, oh, well, buy World of Warcraft, and, like, the expansion, and then, like, level up some characters, and then pay a subscription fee, and then you can get the pets. And they're going to be like, no, get out. Go home. So it would have to, I think they're gonna need to do a standalone. I don't know, curious. How would you feel about random people sending you stuff? That is why we have a P.O. box now. Of course, if you send me something really weird, I'm probably gonna look at it and go, well, that's weird. And I might not keep it if it's like really, really weird. But, yeah, I have a P.O. box. The address is posted in my YouTube channel's info, and I do a mail time show. I've only done one so far. I am planning to do another one early January, hopefully. I was going to do it before Christmas, but I ran out of time. Yeah, I opened the stuff in a video, and then, yeah. World of Hearthstone? Hearthstone's already a mobile game. Oh, I'm behind in chat. Maw of Souls makes me physically ill. Ooh. Oh, like the boat? I could see that. I could see the Helya fight in particular. Helya got what she had coming. I'm glad they made a Helya raid outside of just Maw of Souls. Like, she was a really cool boss, and I'm glad that we got to fight her again. Watching on my iPad, little to no lag. I don't watch a whole lot of streams on my tablet, but I do enjoy playing Hearthstone on it. Oh, you put me down this instant. You stop that. Stop it. Thank you. I worked really hard on this mod. I would appreciate it if you didn't chew on it. I can appreciate Anduin that he's pretty in an aesthetic way. I don't look at him and think he's gorgeous in a manly way, but I think he's pretty. It's good that he looks like a kid. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. When I say that I love the Manduin and that he's my boy, I don't have like a fiction crush on him. I just think he's my boy, you know? They're a very distinct difference. Hazel, you're awesome. Oh, thank you, Late Night. 1 to 2 inches of snow tonight and into tomorrow. Boo. We haven't had any snow that's stuck yet around here. We actually had a little bit of snowfall on Christmas Eve, which was kind of cool. But it didn't stick, and I was alright with that. I was on board. Let me, Can I make it? Oh, it won't let me jump! I was gonna levitate down and beat everybody. Aw. I got Super Mario Odyssey for Christmas. It made me love my Switch again. Oh, nice. They are doing a full Pokemon game for the Switch. The latest rumors are that they're using Unreal 4 Engine. Oh, that would be so cool. Like, ever since I loved it. I mean, it's fine. The reason I'm staying up here is because once somebody clicks on the signal flame, we're gonna all port down together. You can just go grab it. It'll be fine. Once I realized that I couldn't jump off, I figured I would just let one of you guys do it. There we go. We're good. So I should have to pay attention again, right? Like, we have more bombs now? Yeah, something like that. But yeah, as a kid, I was addicted to Pokemon Gold. And then, to a lesser extent later, Pokemon Sapphire. But Gold was my Jam pajamas. And at the time, I really badly wanted a console. I had like my Game Boy, but we didn't have a home console yet. And I used to put in all of my mental Christmas lists that I wanted an N64 with Pokemon Coliseum, because I was really confused and I thought that that was a Pokemon, like a mainline Pokemon game, which it wasn't. Because all I wanted was to play mainline Pokemon, but if I could play it on a TV with that big controller, that would be just the coolest thing ever. And then I eventually was gifted a GameCube. My sister and I got a GameCube from one of our aunts as a child. And I later went and got a copy of Pokemon, what was it called? There was a Pokemon game on the GameCube. You got to like fight other people, and you got to steal their Pokemon from them, but you couldn't go and catch Pokemon and like go through gyms in like a normal way. I don't remember what it was called now. But that was a big disappointment because that was not what I wanted it to be. And it just feels like I've just been dreaming of a regular Pokemon game on the TV forever. And if it happens, I'll be so happy. Gonna do Brawl? Brawl? Like the PvP Brawl? Or like... are we still talking about Switch games? Bastion is my main in Overwatch. Who is yours? I don't really have a main in Overwatch. I tend to sort of flex to fill whatever role is needed. If I'm playing a healer, I'm usually playing Mercy or Lucio. If I'm playing a tank, I like to play Roadhog or Roadhog. And then if I'm playing a DPS, I like to play Soldier 76. I should get up there and do some stuff. It's going down. Oh, nope. No time. That was Coliseum? Okay, yeah. What was I thinking of then that I wanted on the N64? Pokemon Stadium? Was that it? You got to like fight other people. It was like a local multiplayer Pokemon battling game. I'm just tanking this, it's fine, right? Yeah, we're cool. Hazel, your hair looks great. Happy Friday. Thank you, Chelsea. Hazel, unboxing vid. World of Warcraft mobile. Models are like 2 pixels and you get 1 FPS in raids. Oh my goodness, that would be so funny. Imagine trying to like properly play an MMO on your phone. I guess there's MMOs that are designed for the phone, but I haven't played one. Can you give my guild a shout out? Let me see what your guild name is. Alright, then shout out to Avoidable Damage on Draka. I was a little worried you might have like a super crazy inappropriate guild name, but Avoidable Damage sounds like a great name for a guild. Stadium on the GameCube? No, it was on the game that I wanted as a small child. It was on the N64. I'm pretty sure. All right, so I think I'm good now. I think I'm good. I think I'm gonna, we're gonna go home. We're gonna turn in the thing. Is this the Hearthstone MMO? Yeah. A Twitch streamer that I watch sometimes is a Hearthstone player, Disguised Toast. It's only like the one of the bigger ones. He's pretty funny, and I think somebody brought up WoW for some reason. He was like, oh, that's the MMO based on Hearthstone, right? And I know he was just joking around, but it was pretty funny. Coliseum is where you stole Pokemon. Okay, that's the one that I got then. Stadium was the one that I wanted. The Brawl this week for the PvP quest. Oh, I don't know. We haven't won one yet. We always queue it on stream and we never win. All right, let me turn in some stuff. Let's see if we get anything good out of the cache, actually. Your hair does look great. Are you getting used to it yet? I am, actually. I am. It took me a couple of days, which I wasn't expecting. I was watching all of these videos before dyeing my hair of other people doing it. And there was a couple where the girl, who's probably like a teenager, so it's understandable to be a little bit more affected by it, but she's like freaking out after having done it. And she's like, oh man, I couldn't even film this part because I was just like panicking. I had to run out and get this thing to like fix this thing. I just didn't like the color and I couldn't deal and I couldn't even, and I'm thinking just deep breaths. It's going to be okay. It's just hair. It's not the end of the world. And then I do my hair and I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh no, what have I done? But I just needed to get used to it. I do like it quite a bit now. I do think next time I'm going to mix the color with a little bit more of the warmer one, or I may even just try doing mostly that color. And I do have like a lot of it left. So, I do have some changes that I want to make next time, but I do like it quite a bit now. It's the most successful media franchise in history, is it? I wouldn't be surprised. Can you shout out Impending Retribution? Shout out to Impending Retribution. Lightbringer Massacres recently caught up the top 1 guild in our server after being belittled by the top 2 guilds. Oh dear. Can't have any belittling. Okay, what's in this? What do we got? I got a, oh no, I don't need that. I only have 1 blood relic slot in my weapon, and I actually got a piece of gear that I could use. I got a 9-7. Look at, get a load of that thing. I got that out of my Mythic cache last week, and I was just so dumbfounded. It was like a Christmas present from Blizzard. So I can't use that other thing. So let's go turn in the Shrouded Coin. Oh, I should check my mail first. We need to make sure that we're within range. I need 15 more, but hopefully. Drat. Did you just open the cache? What was in it? I got a 930 blood relic, which I don't need because I have a 970 blood relic. Icon on Earthen Ring is the best guild ever. Oh, alright. Well, I guess before I go, I should queue for another one. If anybody wants to come along for one last time walking dungeon, I'm going to open the group up again. It's going to be listed, same thing. It's in the custom section of the PvE. This is Alliance. It is North America. And we got to do one more. Because I can't count. Asked before he saw you opening the stream delay. Oh, no worries. Alright. DPS number 1, DPS number 2 is Brancha. And we need a tank and a healer, or I can heal actually. Let me get into the. Oh no, we got a healer. Just looking for a tank. What are you trying to buy with your time walking badges? I want to get the Jade Cloud Serpent from the MoP vendor, the Yule Daughter of Jade. And I'm gonna be at this point. I'm 15 badges short, so one more dungeon should do it. It won't heal. Oh no. Unless you really. I'm an awful healer. You don't want me healing. Bring my DK this time. Guess who has Path of Frost now? Oh man, is this about to be revenge time? Oh man. Stardust Crusaders? Oh, I like the name. I like the guild name Stardust Crusaders. It makes me think of the Stardust Bunny. The Stardust Bunny pet. We just beat normal Argus last week, so we are kind of a big deal. Sounds like you're a very big deal. You guys, I know it's like a lot of work to get the Stardust Bunny. You have to do a raiding with leashes achievement, and then you have to actually go beat the pet battle with Algalon. But you guys would be so cute if you all had the Stardust pet for like your guild screenshots or whatever. If you had the, if you guys need this is basically what I'm saying. Opened WoW and launched before remembered on EU. Feels bad. Oh, I'm sorry. You sound like me at a slot machine. Just one more. I'm done after this one. Just one more. Yeah. It's basically me trying to count, really. It's a big struggle. Although I maintain that everybody is like at least 10 to 15 IQ points dumber when they're streaming just because you're trying to multitask. Like, part of your brain's short-term memory is being occupied by trying to, like, you're playing the game, and then you're talking to people, and you're also trying to not... I mean, you're not really trying anything, but you're aware that you're on camera, so you're trying not to dump tea in my face or something like that. You know. I'm reasonably sure a healing stream total could heal time walking by itself. You'd be fine. Probably. Probably. I may or may not be able to keep up with a healing stream totem. Missed the show. We got half an hour left. Got half an hour left. We're doing this last time walking dungeon, and then I'm gonna get my mount, and then I don't know. I don't have a plan for the last like 10-15 minutes. Hair looks great. Thanks, Paul. From JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Oh, is that a JoJo reference? That meme is the only thing I know. I don't know anything actually about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yule is a really good mount. I bought it the first week of Pandaria Timewalking. I think they came out with Pandaria Timewalking like right after they came out with Pandaria Timewalking right after I had just saved up the seals to get my Ironbound Wraith Charger. I had just bought the Wrath mount, and then the next time walking, they're like, we got a new one. Here's MoP Timewalking. I'm like, oh dear. I should have been saving. Hearing a lot of good guild names on the stream today. I love you. Thanks, Tony. Your hair sets off your eyes like mad? Shucks. I don't really... You're probably not wrong, because a couple of people have said that, but I don't really see it. I feel like in order for the eyes to get, like, really lit up, I feel like I would need either copper hair or blue hair. But I guess purple is pretty close to blue. You just got the Stardust Bunny, like, 2 days ago? Nice. Listening to stream, playing WoW, and watching Jeopardy has been one of the most difficult multitasks I've done in a while. I feel like you need a good amount of extra brain power to watch Jeopardy. Like, if you're trying to, like, play along in your head, that one takes some time. You guys remember back when what's his name, Ken something? There was this one guy that just made this legendary Jeopardy run, and my whole family got, like, really hyped about it, and we were all watching Jeopardy together, like, whenever it was on. We were like, man, he just can't lose. Always wonderful to catch a stream. Thank you, Madeline. It's very sweet of you. Looking at that druid in the dungeon, I hate that they took out the Saberon look for druids. Oh, this thing? Really? It's a werebear. It's a man bear. It's a bear man. It's a wereman bear. Ken Jennings. Yes, Ken Jennings. The cheater. Did Ken Jennings cheat? Did Ken Jennings cheat? Is my childhood about to be ruined right now? I never heard anything about that. Did he Lance Armstrong us? Did he just, like, load up on Adderall first? Is it me, or does the Wrath and Kata raid battle pets have a super low drop chance, at least compared to the first rating for Leash's pets? I don't think the drop chance is really lower. I think they drop about the same amount, in my experience. The earlier ones were more plentiful on the auction house because they came out first, so the prices were lower. And for rats specifically, you tend to see people having a feeling of extra rarity for the Drudge Ghoul, and I think the other one that drops off Lich King, because those two are difficulty specific. Like, one of them drops on 10 man and one of them drops on 25 man, I think. It's either a 10-25 split or a normal heroic split. I can never remember which one. But that lends an extra feeling of rarity to that specific pet, anyways. But I think otherwise they're about similar. You're not using your alt power properly. On your alts, run at least one time walking dungeon to get the 200 quests if you're a healer or tank. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I'm always kind of aware of that when it rolls around, because I do have a lot of alts, but I have a lot of alts. It's usually like an effort to talk me into doing time walking at all on my main character if I'm not streaming. I'm usually it's kind of hard to get me to do a lot of things in this game. And then doing things on all of the alts can just get so grindy. But you're right, I could absolutely have, like, all of the toys and all of the mounts way earlier if I even just did one dungeon per event on all of my alts. Jennings didn't cheat. He had no controversy. Okay, good. that was about to be ruined for me. I was just so impressed that somebody could know so many things. Give my guild Audacious on Shoe Halo. Shout, of course. Shout out to Audacious on Shoe Halo. Hope you guys make some good progress. If of course, if you're a raiding guild, if you're just a social guild, then I hope you guys have a great time with each other. He did get beat later by a couple of people. I don't remember quite how it ended, but I think it obviously ended eventually, so he must have gotten beaten. I do know that didn't they have, like, a series where they had Ken Jennings versus that like AI, like there was a Jeopardy playing AI that they brought out. That was kind of crazy. The name of this add-on for AP? That's just a weak aura. The button that I have is just a weak aura. Like my artifact appearance? Oh, thanks. I switched to this one specifically. I was usually using the challenge one, I think. No, it was the hidden appearance. I was using the hidden appearance for a while. But this one is it's kind of hard to see because my gnome hand's in the way. It just kind of matched this transmog that I liked. Do you have a list of the UI add-ons you use? Nice setup. I have a video. on my main channel page, if you scroll for a while, scroll down and scroll down and scroll down, there's going to be a horizontal section with a playlist that contains my add-on and UI videos, and those go over pretty much most of it. Most of the UI add-ons are going to be in the UI add-on video, and then I also have a quality of life add-ons video there too. We are a raiding guild. He lost to the Watson AI. Watson, that's what its name was. It was Watson. I don't think I have the AP Weekwear posted anywhere. You can probably look it up. I didn't make it. I think I got it off a friend. But you could probably Google around for an artifact power Weekwear that just gives you a clickable button. I think they're pretty common. Have you seen the solo Portal Keeper kill already? I saw that it happened. I didn't actually sit down and watch it yet. I should probably, like, kill that guy, huh? It's just hexing away. Yo, don't steal my treasure. Put that down. I need that. That has my infinite time reaver in it. Stop it. I've never noticed that ad before. I never noticed that. Is it just gold? Okay, there's some gold. I see. How old is your cat? Cat's about 2 or 3 years old now, I think. I got her. She does not predate the YouTube channel. I got her after I'd started making YouTube videos. So I think she's 2-ish. Might be coming up on 3. Do you have how-to Shadow Priest videos? I do, actually. I made one very recently, like a week or 2 ago. I made a 7.3 beginner Shadow Priest guide that gets into the basics to mid-level things you need to know about getting started with Shadow Priest. Love you, Hazel. Thank you, Kiwi. It means a lot to me that all of you guys come and talk to me. Sorry for the late response. I have Stardust, but I don't think my whole guild will bother even if I give them all the pets for it. Yeah, it is a Herculean task to encourage people to pet battle if they have no interest in it. And nobody needs to. People, I don't really believe in making people do things they don't want to do. I kind of do my thing, and other people will follow their hearts. But yeah, it would be super cute if you guys had it. If you prefer an add-on, there's new openables. Does that do anything else? Or is it just like the artifact power thing? Is the Nutbot down? Nutbot should be fine. Let's see. Yeah, Nutbot's online. Will you ever get a co-host to read chat if you start doing PvP again? A co-host? Any of my friends that I could really ask to do that would probably be PvPing with me, to be honest with you. I don't have anybody that could actually sit on camera. I don't really have anybody around. So maybe one day, but I would not hold your breath. This is a pretty solo venture. You could say it's a solo queue venture. For anyone not in the loop, the sweater, it's kind of hard to read, but somewhere it's got like solo queue down here. This says solo queue in Hangul, written in Korean, basically. This is fellow streamer / YouTuber Savix. This is one of his pieces of merch, and I'm a big fan, big Savix fan. Blizzard needs to add pet battling to the mobile app. I think that would be a good place for it. I don't think a standalone app would be a good idea for the reasons I mentioned earlier, but I think they could totally tack it on to the existing mobile app. I'm surprised that they decided to make the Legion Mission Manager its own app, though. Like, we have separate apps for just the BattleNet one that lets you chat, and for the mission thing, which I have not opened in a long time. No, I don't know. Lady from the UK and the guy beat him on Jeopardy All-Stars. I don't think Jennings made it past one round. He was the Conor McGregor of Jeopardy. Oh, that's funny. Right place at the right time against the right competition. Yeah, that's probably true. Nobody can deny that the man had some Jeopardy skills, though. He had such a long run. You could always have the cat read chat. I mean, that's what she's supposed to be doing right now. But as you can see, she's kind of sleeping on the job. She got a good sleep, though. I think she was like showing her butt to the camera for a while, but she's scooched around. You could get Jaraxxus, Lord of the Burning Legion, to host your PvP games. I don't know how much PvP I'll do on stream just because it doesn't seem like there's a huge interest in it. Like, I'm sure a couple of people would dig, but for the most part, I've kind of built this YouTube channel and stream around, like, collecting and PvP and chatting. Or not PvP, collecting and PvE and chatting in just, like, a more social environment, and that's hard to keep up with when you're doing PvP. Okay, so I am now good. I now have my required amounts of currency. Lazy cat. She's a very sleepy kitty. Very sleepy kitty for sure. Random question. Do you know why there would be a rare and epic Darkwing Rabbit in the auction house? I've never heard of an epic before. The only reason, and I don't know if this is the case, but the only reason I can think of that would be true is if the rare one is the caged version of the battle pet, whereas the epic one is the direct drop if it's BOE. That's the only thing I can think of that would make that happen. There's definitely no epic pets yet that we can use anyways. Oh man, I have all sorts of stuff to clean up out of my bags. All right, we are heading to Pandaria. Have you ever seen the Juraxxus Eredar Lord of the Burning Legion music video / meme? I have not seen it. It sounds pretty funny. I will probably look it up. I won't watch it on stream though. I cannot watch YouTube videos on a YouTube stream because YouTube doesn't like that. So I can't watch it with you guys, unfortunately. This is the wrong portal. We want this portal. We want to take the right portal. That makes sense. Thank you. I want the epic. They should be the exact same pet for sure. So I wouldn't go spending more money for the epic one. Do you think we will ever get epic or better pets? I hope not. I don't think so. I think they tossed around that idea a while back and decided to not. And they're in so deep with the sheer number of pets now that in order to, like, there's no good reason to do it, basically. There's no good reason to do it. Where is the Flight Master? Are they dead? Did someone kill the Flight Master? I'm trying to fly to the Timeless Isle so that I can, yeah, I must have died. I'm trying to fly to the Timeless Isle so that I can get up. While it's heading over there for a second. The rabbit is cageable after learning it. Yeah, that would make sense. My guildmaster received the Tear Stone of a Loon. Thanks for the opportunity to tank for you. Love running with great streamers. I have healed for Towley and now a tanked for you. Well, thanks for tanking, Joshua. I appreciate it. It was very, very smooth runs. Very good. I'm required to do his voice for Klobex, Keeper of the Elevator in Antorus, since he spazzes out when you hit him. Klobex's name just kills me. It's such a funny demon name. Have you played private server? I've never played on any private servers. You don't have Timeless Owl Trinket? No. No, I do not. You Face Juraxxus is a classic. It's never gotten old for me. I also like the Algalon music video. I should check those out. I haven't seen any new WoW music videos in a long time. Take the portal in Stormwind much quicker. Oh, true. Oh well. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fly like 4 feet to another Flight Master. It's gonna respawn the second that I leave, but you just fly there yourself and levitate down. Yeah, but I want to go AFK so that I can put my kettle back on, so that I can have more tea later. Whenever I feel a WoW burnout coming on, I check Hazel videos. It always gives me a new spark. It's really crazy how WoW is like contagious like that. It's whenever, like, I always feel like I'm ready to be done with Arena, and then I watch PvP streams where people are doing Arena, and I'm like, wow, that looks like fun. I should do that. I should practice and get really good and be a gladiator, and then I wake up and I go, oh, that's bad use of my time. I think you would be ruffle on the floor when you would hear it. All right, is this one up? Yes. All right, good. Kim's got me covered. Okay, I'll be back in like a minute. Here, I will. I have a plan. I have a plan. There we go. There we go. man. Should be good. There we go. Cat. Yeah. How many WoW pets and mounts do you have, Hazel? I have. Let's see here. 915 unique pets. Total of 921. Should probably cage some extras. I probably picked them up in raid. And then we're looking at 369 total mounts. But if we go to the actual collection thing, I guess I have at least 300, so I'm good there. Yeah, 361 mounts. It does, or 69 mounts. It counts cross-faction mounts though, so I can't use all of those at any given time because some of them are going to be like horde. There's quite a few of them that there's like just so many mounts in this game now that it's a little bit easier to get the mount meta achievements. I'm still missing a mana ray or two. I haven't been farming these really. I should because I want that one. That one's like a really good Shadowbreeze mana ray and I just don't have it yet. At this rate, I'm never going to get this in my lifetime. They're going to need to add another source of Darkmoon tickets because I cannot be bothered to do the Darkmoon dailies again. I burned out on that after doing the insane title. I don't want to go back. Kitty's like, get a camera in my face. It's actually pretty, it's got a good distance here. I'll show you. So there's the cat and there's the camera. She's not super crowded. It's zoomed in right now. The camera's zoomed in. I'm a dog person, but I love cats too. I have always kind of resented the notion that, I mean, there's nothing wrong with identifying as a dog or a cat person, but I've always kind of resented the notion that you have to be one or the other. I can choose both. I can love dogs and cats, and I can love them equally and in different ways. Like, it's they're both great in different ways. Slash pet slash sit kitty. Welcome back, Hazel. Thanks, Eric. Not the kitty cam. Is there any more word on Una content? Una. Oh, I haven't done that yet. I don't know if I'm gonna. It's so sad. If I don't look at it, I can pretend it's not there. It's like the new Black Mirror season. I know I'm gonna have to watch it eventually, but it's gonna just emotionally crush me, and I'm not ready for that yet. Hazel, what do I do now that Winter Veil is done for me? You kind of just go back to life. You know, you make some New Year's resolutions. You make some plans for 2018. And our next event isn't really until Love is in the Air when you get to start the Love Rocket farm in February. that one's rough. I don't really go hard in the Love Rocket farm anymore because the odds are just too low. It's just not worth it. Hazel, you seem too good to be true. What's your addiction? Oh man, everybody appears to be better than they are on social media. It is completely normal to present your best side on platforms like YouTube and Instagram or whatever. So I am deeply flawed in a variety of ways. The addiction that I'm trying to overcome right now is like distractions, I would say, like kind of online. It doesn't even matter what it is. I'm not super into anything, but I am very addicted to getting out of my head. Like anything that will let me turn off my brain and zone out. And it's very hard for me to come back and be present, and I'm working really hard to try and cultivate that skill because I know that's going to let me work a lot harder and get a lot more done and just generally be happier if I can be more present and stop being so distracted. It's why I've quit Pokemon Go. It's why I should probably quit Pocket Camp. I'm just trying very hard to not let things take me out of my head, but it's really, really hard. Dogs. Better. I love both, but sadly my nose hates cats so much. Rennie, stuffy sadness. Never realized there was a belief that you had to be one or the other. I don't know if it's super widespread. It's just something that I've kind of heard. What is the story between choosing Alliance over Horde? I played both factions for a long time, so I had like a good amount of experience with all the races and cities of both sides. I think the thing that really sells Alliance for me is I just like the cities better. I prefer Stormwind. I don't like Orgrimmar. I really like having access to Darnassus. I just like the cities. The races are nice and I like the cities. It's not a big deal. Will you do a reaction video to Jiraxxus? It's my most favorite thing of WoW, so I would love to see one of my favorite streamers react to it. I would love to do that and more reaction stuff. I'm really scared, and I know other people do this, so it must be okay. But I'm always scared of putting somebody else's video in my video, like complete with sound. Because it just seems like something YouTube might have a problem with. But I would love to do more reaction stuff. Like, I love watching reaction videos. I watch them all the time. Another thing that I'm kind of addicted to. Actually, you want to know my YouTube addiction? I am absolutely addicted to watching K-pop reaction videos on YouTube. Like, I enjoy K-pop, and I like watching new music videos as they come out. I'm not, like, insane about it, but I enjoy it. But man, watching other people react to and, like, fanboy over K-pop music videos, just, like, that's just my jam. I can chain watch those for a long time if I let myself. I have to set a timer if I'm gonna do it. I set a literal timer so that I get reminded to turn it off and go do something useful with your life. What am I, where is it? Give me my thing. Where is it? Ah, there we go. Okay. So this is what I want. This is what I want. But next time, I'm saving up for that. I'm not going to grind out 1,000 seals this time around. But by the next time MoP comes around, I want that puppy crate because that just sounds really, really, really cute. But for now, I have my mount, and that should bring me up to, what, 370? Yeah. For a second, I had an impulse to go buy an upgrade stone to go upgrade my new mount, but that's not how that works. Do PvP brawl? We only have like 5 minutes left. Are you doing yoga or meditation? I'm doing meditation. I've been meditating for over a year now, but I have recently in the last like 2 months started doing guided meditations that last a lot longer, and that's I think been really helpful. I'm spending a lot more time doing that. I love your purple hair. Thank you, Falcon. Hazel stream is lit. Cat cam's lit. Tea is lit. Deep tea addiction. Oh, true. Yeah, I actually got a bunch of tea paraphernalia for Christmas. My husband got me a tea board, which is basically here. I can show you. I'll go get it and I'll show you. I didn't want to use it. I don't want to use these things on stream because they're delicate, and I don't want to use them while distracted when I might accidentally punch them and break things. But while I'm not doing anything else, I can show you. It's cool. Okay, so this setup right here, this is for Gong Fu tea brewing, which is where you brew tea in a tiny pot. So this is the size of my normal teapot, and this is a pretty small one. This is like a single serving, at least for the amount of tea that I drink. And here, while we're doing chat time, here, let me get on my new mount, and let me rearrange my stream for 5 minutes of chat time. Here, Yulei, Daughter of Jade. Let's get on that. Let's hide our UI. And then we can be a little bigger here. And cat can be a little bigger. Here we go. Okay. So, regular teapot size. Special teapot size. So it's teeny, it's tiny. It's like a little itty bitty teapot. It holds about 150 milliliters of water, I think. This is unglazed on the inside. It's kind of hard to see, but it's kind of like rough and unglazed on the inside. It's porous, which means that over time, it will take on the characteristics of the tea that I'm brewing. So you usually want to stick to like one type of tea with a pot like this. And then it'll impart some of that accumulated flavor to new pots of tea over time. And this is... Sorry. There we go. And then down here... So we've got the pot and the board. This is a tea pet. I already have this tea pet. This is my dragon. He looks like that. And I pour a little bit of tea over him every time I make tea, and then his characteristics will change over time. This is another one that I got for Christmas. This is from my mother-in-law. It's like a little goofy thing. He's already kind of stained because he's already had like a good helping of tea, and he was white to begin with. So what you do, the board is actually like a bamboo. I think it's bamboo. I don't actually know what kind. I guess my face is in the shot. I don't actually know what kind of caught it. I don't know what kind of wood this is, but it's got the top of the board has like some drainage, and then the whole thing just comes right out, and it's just like a sealed box underneath, and it's water resistant. Like you can rinse it and dry it. It's supposed to get wet. So you're preparing your tea on top of here, and then whenever you've got like some rinse, you're rinsing out your cups, or you're pouring out some tea, or you're pouring some tea over this guy, you just do it all on the board so that it like catches under here. You don't have to do it over the sink. The idea with the smaller teapot is that you fill it with much more tea. So instead of like 1 or 2 grams of tea, you fill this with like 5 to almost 10 grams of tea, depending on what you're doing. It fills up most of the little pot, and then you only do a tiny bit of water, like enough water to fill it. And instead of steeping for like 2 to 5 minutes, you steep it for like 5 seconds, maybe, and then you do it again, and then again, and again, and again. And over time, you're just like making these little pots of tea. The tea starts out a certain way, and then the flavor evolves as you continue doing this. And it's really good to like sit down and share, and it takes some time. But it's not something I'm going to do on stream, I think, because, or at least not on a stream while I'm gaming, because I don't want to be distracted and I don't want to break it. You could do stuff like Taliesin does, air quote reviews. Oh, like video reviews? I feel like reaction videos are technically, they have to be fair use, because otherwise people would be getting stung for doing them. Maybe. Marshmallow leaf tea is my favorite. I've never tried that. K-pop reaction videos are the best. Yeah. Oh, I need to catch up with chat a little bit. Glad I caught your stream. Your hair looks awesome. Thank you, Janesy. So green, love that mount. I am real happy that I have this now. Tell us how you walked uphill both ways to school next. Man. Really concerned about the mount farm for Love is in the Air. Blizzard hot fix the Hallow's End event so lobbies receive a different daily reward container which can't contain the mount. Yeah. It's a real possibility. Do a dungeon. We just did a bunch of dungeons with fans. Campfires. Rushes to get the tea board because tea is worth running for. Should I prepare my body for a wavy, ravey, crazy stream? We're almost done. We're just having like a little bit of chat time before I finish. If anybody has any other questions. Haven't been able to see a stream in a while. Hi. Welcome, Nico. Teapot is lit. Good stream, Hazel. Thank you. On your hair dye video since Monday when your husband is in the bathroom, Mr. Nutty confirmed. Yeah. See, now people can't tell me that I'm making him up at least. Like he's visually proven. I probably didn't just hire somebody off Craigslist to come in and pretend to be married to me. Tea residue in a porous pot can grow bacteria if not washed well every day. The idea with these is you don't want to wash them with soap because the soap will get into the pores and it'll make your tea taste like soap. But you let it dry. You make sure that it's drying out correctly. I have 5 cats. You can probably guess my preference. Have you ever made genmaicha? Worst tea ever. Oh, I like genmaicha. I make it sometimes. I have a very specific cup that I use for my Japanese teas. If you ever want to do something else, open a tea cafe. I feel like the market for that wouldn't be as much as I would want it to be. There's a limited amount of people that are as crazy about tea as me. The objective is to be so frequent that the hot water kills the bacteria. I mean, it's a fairly historied method of doing this, so I would assume that if people were dying of bacteria poisoning that I would know by now. So I'm not going to worry about it too much, but it's probably not the most hygienic thing ever. You should do it on stream and also do a video on tea for new tea drinkers like me. I would love to do some intro to tea stuff. It's just something that I know is a lower priority because I'm going to make that video and it's going to get like a fraction of the views of a WoW video. And I'm just trying to, I have goals. I really want to grow the channel in 2018. So I'm trying to make like the videos that are going to be accessible to most of my audience first. Do you plan on doing a field trip to learn tea service? I don't have any plans like that for now, just because it's not really in the budget, but that would be a wonderful thing to do. Oh, my walking uphill comment was not directed at me. Oh, I missed who you directed it at, so I thought you were talking to me. I want to see some lit Overwatch gameplay from you. Oh, man. I don't have any plans to do Overwatch videos for the same reason. It's not accessible to as much of my audience, but I'm usually pretty lit when I'm playing Overwatch. Will you ever do Antoras or raid pugs with viewers? We might do that on a Friday stream sometime. It would have to be a difficulty that I'm not currently doing with my raids, so that I'm not already gear locked, though. Or maybe on an alt. Genmaicha is the tea that you serve to unwanted house guests. Oh, I like it. I like it. I never catch your streams live. I'm usually asleep when you stream. I'm glad I caught it today. You will get a mil sub next year. A million. Yo, you're gonna pass me, dude. Also, you like the, I mean, I know you like the threads because you said so earlier, but I have double Savix threads on right now. I've got like the other shirt under here somewhere. It's like super comfy. I'm really glad I ordered a large, but the dream, I was telling them earlier, Savix, the dream was to have it long enough. I was hoping it would be longer. I was like measuring it. So like when the hoodie first went up for pre-order, I like saw on your Instagram. I was like, yo, this is lit. I got to get on this. So I went to the website and you had the measurements up there. So I pulled out like a tape measure and I'm like measuring the length of myself because I really wanted it to be long enough that I could wear it so that it would like cover my butt so I could wear it with like thigh socks. And then I go on to stream and I'm like, yo, so when are those hoodies coming out? And it's like, oh, and you're like, oh, I gotta go talk to the people, you know, to find out what hoodie we're gonna print it on. And I'm like, how do you have measurements up yet if you don't even know what you're printing it on yet, dude? But it's a really good size and I love it, so I'm not too bad. Now that you've become a Void Elf, Hazel, what class are you IRL? What class am I IRL? What kind of class drinks a lot of tea? Monks, right? I could be a monk. I meditate and drink tea. That's close enough. 1 mil for this. Hazel, you need to do another esports MLG gamer fishing stream hardcore. I actually deleted my transmog, my MLG esports gaming fishing stream transmog. I deleted it because I was freeing up transmog slots today. Sometimes I don't watch your videos, I just listen to your voice and it makes me feel secure and home. Thanks, Kiwi, that's really sweet. Now that I actually have gotten out all my tea, I'm probably not going to do it on stream, but I think I might make a pot of tea. I had a Yunnan golden needle that was like real, like it was always kind of bitter whenever I made it Western style, but when I actually took the time to like pull out like the tea pets and the pot and like go through it, it was good. But you gotta like sit down and do this over the course of like an hour, so you gotta really commit to it. What do you recommend for guided meditations? Okay, so I'm only like 2 weeks into that, so I'm not super experienced, but the ones that I've been doing that I've been really enjoying so far are the ones on the Calm app. They have at least a 7-day series that's available for free before you have to decide if you want to subscribe to them or not. And the lady seems pretty chill. She only annoys me sometimes. She only annoys me a little bit. For the most part, it's been good. Hey Hazel, do you PvP? And if so, what do you like to play? I do arena now and then. I mostly just do 2s with a friend of mine. I want to get back into 3s, but I never seem to have time for it. I play a Resto Druid in PvP. Maybe change the realm thing to say Hazel? I should probably add that in. You're rocking it out like bomb. Thanks, dude. I hear Hazel changed her name from Chuck Norris. My Resto Druid used to be named Hazelgasm, but I think I name changed it because it was getting some awkward questions. Late Hazel Resto Druid arena vids? Nobody watches my arena vids. And nobody ever votes for arena on the stream. I blame you guys. You're the reason I don't PvP. If anybody wanted to watch it, I would do it. What time do you start your stream? I can totally tank easy peasy 5 me. I typically start my streams at 3 p.m. on Fridays. But I'm thinking of adding in some more if I can do that. Another Mealtime video? Kristen, yes, I have your thing. I still haven't opened it. I'm going to open it on the video. I'm planning on doing the video. I'm expecting a thing over the weekend that I can add in to make 3 total things I can open so I can actually have a video. I'm going to do it. I already have the first, it'll probably be the 2nd week of January. The 1st week of January is already laid out, but I can probably do it the 2nd week of January. Back just in time for the last few minutes. If Hazel is a battle pet, should be a purple Pandaren serpent with soothing mist and sunlight. PvP want to watch voted up. Aw, thanks. Do you still use TSM? I do. Actually, the best PvP player she carry. You're just like editing out the time I healed 2s for your monk a week or 2 ago, and you know, you know what? I'm blaming that on Rust and no voice. I never do no voice 2s. I always do voice with my friend so that he can yell at me when I cycle on his kill target. Definitely still at work at 3 p.m. Maybe not easy peasy. Yeah, I want to add in a couple of more streams just so that more people can come. Have you ever tried D&D? I played D&D, or I played Pathfinder, which is similar to D&D, back in my youth, but I don't have any friends here in Portland. Overwatch gameplay, Hazel, we know you're pro. What did you get your animals for Christmas? The cat got the bed she's currently sleeping in, and I got my dog a chewy whale squeaky toy. There's a video on my Twitter of him playing with it. Best moment of 2017? I won't spoil that because that's actually my Monday video. I have a countdown list of that theme for my Monday video. Cat makes life worth living. Anyways, I am over. I'm like 6 minutes over. I need to drink some tea. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be putting out a video on Monday. VoD for this goes up tomorrow. I miss you guys. And, bye.